Greetings and salutations. Sam here with the CommonTime Productions, and today I wanted to go over some fun stuff with you with working out song construction using Loopcloud. And so, we've gone over how to import a track from Loopcloud and use it, but I wanted to get a little further into the song construction idea of using this VST and plugin and loops in general. And if you haven't gotten a Loopcloud, go get Loopcloud. Plugs right into Mixcraft, so super easy. And then you get access to all this wonderful fun songwriting and toys and everything that you could possibly need to start using and integrating loops into your songs and workflow. They've got great tutorials. They go over all of the wonderful features. I mean, there's even ways to integrate getting your phone in on this, which I gotta play with that next. Back to Mixcraft. And in our instrument panel, we want to come over here and come over to the icon so that we can change our instrument. Go to our VST instruments and come down to Loopcloud. And Loopcloud also has a drum machine and a synthesizer that you can play with and get some incredibly high quality sounds out of. Really impressed. But today we're going to play around with Loopcloud itself. All right, so here we are. Here's the Loopcloud VST3 interface. And it literally is a pipe through to connect to the internet and to their site. And now we have access to a library. So these are all the fun things that we've purchased over the years and have found either, once in a while we'll have free stuff and other things. And they give you a great library to get started with when you first get in here. But then what I love is how they've integrated their store. It is wonderfully arranged. You get these explore, go through them, check them out. New stuff coming out all the time. What's hot? Oh, melodic techno. Okay, this looks cool. So hey, let's check out what the demo pack sounds like. I like this one. We're going to go check it out. This will show the full pack, so that's a great way to, check out the demo. You can skip around and listen around to different spots and see if you like the pack. I already liked it where this is going, so, I'm a big fan of drum and bass, along with, live guitar stuff and all that, but, I like subwoofers and all that fun stuff as well, so, this already has caught my attention. All right, so I'm going to go into the pack here. Ooh, all right. There's lots of good stuff in here. Oh, and hey, I got some points, and these are fairly affordable point-wise, so we'll put together a song here. Let's see, what do we want to start with? Drums. Organize the drums. Oh, fun. All right, so we've got drum fills, tops, which is like the snare, hi-hat, and ride type scenario. Great way to think of it. Closed hat for if you want to add in little accents anywhere. All the different kicks to give you a better kick profile. Again, we do this a lot with a real drum kit. We will go in there with samples and either re-trigger or tighten up and augment the performance. Then we can use that to trigger other instruments or drums, and then we can use our favorite kick sounds that are already isolated and studio controlled exactly the way we want them for mixing. Mixing fundamentals don't seem to change no matter the genre. No matter if we're using synthesizers and drum machines or a real drummer, bass player, guitar player, singer, string sections, a full orchestra. The fundamentals never change. I really like how this particular pack is organized. This is really straightforward. This is how I like to work. Knowing that I've got my kit in its broken up pieces. They give me a nice stripped down looped version so I can just jump right in and play with this. And I've got other parts to augment my sound as well if I want to bring out something larger. So I'm going to go back to the top here, pick out some stuff. All right, well, I've made my decision. I like 4. So I'll come over here, purchase item for 2 points. All right, so now this has now been added to my library, but I want to use it right from here. So I'm going to move my little Loopcloud thing off screen. I really liked the drum fill 4, so I'm going to use that one. So once we've purchased it and it's now there, then I can come over here, I can drag it, hold it for a moment, and once I get this little plus, then we can add it to our timeline and on a track. So I'm going to go to track 2, audio track 2, and on bar 2, so I leave myself some front room at the beginning of the song in case I need to wiggle stuff around. And then I'm going to minimize this real quick because I had a sneaking suspicion. Okay, tempo is different. Tempo is 108.7. You know, I'm going to listen to it. So we're going to start here with this. And so then if we change, because we can see we've got this hang off and it doesn't fit into the measure. Let's go there. Oh, and still not quite. Although, let's check out some of the other tracks. This might give us a little better indication of, because that had an echo tail, and that might be giving us some false information. All right, so let's go and look at some of the tops. Well, I really liked 2. Really liked 7. Gotta have 12. I mean, it's boots and pants. You gotta have 12. You gotta. All right. Ooh, and then, yeah, I really liked 16 and 17. Drag them and bring them on over. We can see that we're lined up with this loop now. And so that's what we wanted to double check and to see to make sure that we're on this proper BPM. Although it says the BPM over here is 126. So, you know what? Let's try that out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look at that. That works. So then we can shrink that one. That works. Okay. This is usually how I'll work in the beginning to create my song kit inside of Mixcraft from a Loopcloud folder. And this way I can stay organized, and then I'll use sub-buses and that type of thing after this to organize the drums and the synth and the bass and all that fun stuff, so we can keep everything organized and then keep it all together. Again, if we needed these for samples, we could grab them in case there was any spots we wanted to augment or add other types of effects to our drums, or other types of percussive rhythm patterns or other things that we wanted to do. Samples are a great way to get in there and quickly construct those super fast. But I liked how they already had stripped down drum kit. I like that. That's just the meat and potatoes of, that's your kick and snare. So that's your center channel just driving home. This is exactly what we want. This is what we want to focus on more than anything else. So as far as the kits go, we'll take a quick listen to them. That wasn't too bad. Oh, that could work with the other intro piece that we have. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So now we're getting somewhere. All right, kit number 2. Skip. Okay, so I'm gonna skip an audio track to keep organized and actually. Okay, I'm gonna change the color here real quick. I want to have a separator between what I'm doing so that I know that these are my tops and my intro, and then that this next part is going to be my main kits. I'm just gonna use an audio track to keep myself organized for the moment, and then I'll go in and replace these with submixes. All right. Just wanted to let you know what I was up to. All right, so again, we're back to this. Okay, so there's that stripped drums. Yeah, that's just real basic meat and potatoes. All right, so let's... Aha! And see, it got me. All right, so I hadn't gotten that one yet. So we like that intro fill, so we should probably purchase it. All right, so now that we've gotten that, now I can bring it over. And there, see, it purchased it, put it in my library, and then gave me access to it right away. All right, so there's that fun intro. But I'm gonna make sure and mute that because I don't want that interfering with some other stuff I'm gonna start doing. Kit number 2, stripped drums. I like this one. So that's gonna be our first drums. And there it is. Bring it over. There's my plus button. And we're just gonna put it right in here because these are gonna be my drum kits to start with. Oh, okay, that's just a drive kick. Okay, so let's check out 4. Oh, it's a nice variation of the... something about that. I'm gonna go with 4. Let's check out 7. You know what? To have some variation, let's just make sure all of our bases are covered. Let's get this one too. I like that airiness on the end of that. All right. I've got lots of other snare samples that I'll use. So I think we're good on the drums. So let's move on to synths. We'll check out the effects last. Oh, look, we got an arpeggio. Well, I like that. Oh, and it's in D. That was the other thing. Okay. Check one other thing. Okay, I think those are gonna go together. Okay, so some of the ideas are starting to come together already, I see. And I'm gonna go, I'm going for a verse and chorus idea here. Yep, nope. We're gonna need those all. All right, moving on to some other secondary percussion elements. There's probably some fun stuff in here. We have our basics to be able to start building a song. We got everything we need here. Now, obviously, if we played this all together right now, it is going to sound absolutely dreadful. So we do need to get a little bit more organized. So the first thing I'm going to do is come up to our timeline, and I'm going to add a marker. And I like starting on measure 2 because it leaves me room in the front in case I need to adjust anything or possibly add something later. Or just select all my tracks in a manner that I need to reorganize things. Okay, so I'm going to title this particular area Start. So this is the starting of the song. And this could be a verse or a chorus. But at the moment, it's the start, or, let's actually better appropriately name this intro. So after the intro, we want to make sure that we've got a verse. Or you could start with a chorus. It's up to you. We're going to start with a verse today. And at the moment, I better color that too. I'll edit. Let's see, verse. I'm going to go with violet for the verse. That works. And so then, I know I have my intro. And then we would start on whatever would be our verse would start there. One of these will be the beginning verse riff. And so this way, it's just a quick way to get organized here. So this is going to be, that's our main line. All right, so We're just going to start with the basics here and do a 4-part verse. And then we know that this is the area we're going to change into our chorus. Now we've got a very bare bones basic structure to work with. Now if I come back down to, so here's my other 2 kits, stripped down drum kits. Kit 7, I might actually use that for, I want to build up to that drum sound. All right. The one I want to be my verse. All right, so copy. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then my chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're going to get into some strategic editing here because I only need, I think, this last little piece of this. Put a little fade on there. It'll do for now. I like that we are getting somewhere with this. I like this. It's a good start. Now we've got the basic intro and the main verse. Now let's start dolling it up a little bit. So we'll bring in the top. So now come over here and solo this. And this is one of my approaches to songwriting with loops, is when I'm getting started here and after I get my stuff organized, this gives me my basic outline now. And this is what the area I'm going to work in. So I've got an intro, verse, and chorus. And then I'm not sure quite yet what's going to happen in the third part. We might go back to another verse, a second chorus, or a bridge. We'll find out when it happens. But I know more than anything that I wanted to get a verse and chorus done. So that's what we're going to focus on. So I'm going to test these out and see which one is going to work. And so this way, I can bring in all of my tops here and figure out which one's going to work. And then, we've also got these other things that we've got here with the kit percussion as well. And one of these might work really neat in one of these other areas as well. Which, that might work kind of neat on the intro. Still not quite sold on that. Well, I already like that one. But what if we changed it up halfway through? That's the stuff. All right. All right, so let's see where we're at with our percussion. Well, as you can see, we still need a lot of work and a lot of mixing. But, this is just a brief introduction into, what is possible with using Loopcloud. A lot of the song kits are completely usable out of the box. And, a lot of times you got to go in here and, play with stuff and move it around, drag and drop and slide it around and get it just right. But, I wanted to show how easy it was to grab stuff from Loopcloud, bring it into Mixcraft, and then have a good time. Again, this is just my approach on how I've learned how to use Loopcloud. Definitely encourage you to take the deep dive and go in there and play with all of the different tools. Just play around, and after a while, you'll get a feel for this stuff, and it is absolutely fun and wonderful. Music and creating music and writing songs is available to everyone, and this combination of Loopcloud, Loopmasters, and Mixcraft is a wonderful way to just jump in and make music right now. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to our next lesson with you.